Hello everyone, this is a video of the keyword gap analysis comparison between Ahrefs and Semrush. So let's start at the beginning. Last week, I've basically looked at how we can get the most out of the Semrush keyword analysis tool, mainly because I was under the impression that Semrush would give us more accurate keyword data inside of Australia and perhaps New Zealand. So I wasn't super happy with how Ahrefs has done that in the past, but I haven't revisited it for the last, let's say, 6 months though. I thought that would be a good time now to go back in and see how Ahrefs compares to Semrush when we look at the keyword gap data. So first of all, I really like how Ahrefs is doing their analysis here. We can choose here the keywords or the pages, I should say, that we want to compare to each other. And here we can then type in our own domain if we want to. I leave this empty quite often, just so that it gives me all of the keywords that these other guys rank for. But if you wanted to exclude the keywords that your own domain ranks for, you can put your own domain or your own URL inside of here. But what I really like is this feature here, where at least one of the targets should rank in the top 10. This is not possible in Semrush. It will give you in Semrush where all of the targets rank in the top 10, which is what started the video from last week, where I'm basically explaining how I set up a custom filter in here, which gives me the option for Semrush data to look at where any of the competitors rank in the top 10, because that's what we're really interested in. Because if anybody of them ranks in the top 10, we know that we can also rank in the top 10. So this is really the filter that matters, and Ahrefs has nailed that, whereas you need complicated workarounds in Semrush. Okay, so this is from the user perspective, basically, of how their user interfaces compare. So Ahrefs definitely wins in that regard. But let's look at the keywords that they've actually found, which the competitors are ranking for. So we can see here, using the same pages that we're comparing for the competitors, Ahrefs found 95. And if we go to our spreadsheet here, this is the source file. We can see that Semrush has found 125 in total. This is completely unfiltered. And in this regard, I guess Semrush would win. However, we're usually not interested in keywords that are outside of the top 10 or top 20, because if the competitors are not in the top 10, it might not be a good fit for us either. So we can ignore those. That's why we're looking at the uniques here. So the uniques are the keywords that are, in this case, unique to Semrush. So this is 16 keywords that Semrush has found, which Ahrefs did not find. And conversely, here we've got 18 keywords that Ahrefs found, but Semrush did not find. So you might think now, well, then I should probably use both tools and combine the keywords together. But I've actually looked at which keywords Ahrefs has found here that Semrush didn't have, and most of them are just keyword variations of something that was already covered. So I've looked at Wi-Fi, outdoor speakers, and yes, Semrush had those as well, just in a slightly different version. So we had outdoor Wi-Fi speakers here and Wi-Fi outdoor speakers there. So quite a lot of them are similar. So I've marked those in red. However, some of them were unique as well. So Ahrefs had a really good one here of active outdoor speakers. This is a great point because I'm into the topic of speakers, and active versus passive speakers is a big topic, and there's a big difference. So this would be a great topic to actually cover as a heading. And this was a huge find. And if we go into Semrush here, I believe they had nothing on active. Yep, right. So it's a topic that Semrush has completely missed here, which that would be a huge mistake in a way, if we miss out on covering this topic for our page just because Semrush didn't provide it. So 100% points here again for Ahrefs in sort of the overall coverage of all keywords. Let's look into a couple more ones. We won't look into audio trend. That's just a brand name, but let's look into patio. Let's see here if that was included in Semrush. Patio, yep, patio speakers, outdoor patio speakers. So that was covered. So we could say here, okay, patio, where was it? Here. Patio speakers were not really a good fit. Or not a valid comparison because again, both tools have covered that. Audio store is too broad. Outdoor stereo system. We could just look at stereo system, I suppose. See, system is quite a lot in here, and I think stereo as well. Yeah, look, system appeared quite a bit and stereo appeared as well. So I would maybe give half points here or half reductions only, because part of that was also provided by Semrush. But again, so the main difference that I saw here is that when we filter it for the top 5, and this is part of last week's video that I linked to, how to set up this filter. When we look for the top 5, actually Ahrefs had a total of 37 keywords that they provided. So this is where any competitor ranks in the top 5. And when we compare Semrush, well, actually for the top 5, they also have 35. Okay, so it's 2 more for Ahrefs in here, 37 Ahrefs and 35 in Semrush. So again, the cake there goes to Ahrefs. And let's see if we go top 10. So we can see here, Ahrefs has a total of 43 keywords. And sorry, that was Semrush. Here we go. Ahrefs 46, Semrush 43. So pretty much in all cases, Ahrefs wins, apart from the total number of keywords. So the total number of keywords provided here was 96 or 95 by Ahrefs versus Semrush total was 126. But when it comes to keywords in the top 10 or top 20, which is what we really care about, and sort of the topical coverage of all of the keywords, Ahrefs actually did better here for this particular example, mainly because it had the topic of active speakers. And what was the other one that we were looking for here? Can't recall it right now which one those were, but yeah, the active speakers definitely impressed me that they found that one, which was not provided by other by Semrush. Okay, cool. I think we can leave it at that and wrap it up. Real quick, for anybody interested, I will just show the formulas here that we've used for that. So basically in here, we're just using a count A. So we're saying count all the keywords in column H from H2 to H. So it's telling us how many keywords there are in total. And then here we're using a filter function to actually filter the original data, the source data of 100 keywords, to only give us the keywords where it's in the top 10. And we're referring to this cell here. This is in O, this cell here. But you can go to last week's video to learn how to set up this filter. This video was more comparison of Semrush versus Ahrefs. And I will be changing my process myself now to actually start using Ahrefs for the keyword comparison, mainly because, as we can see here, Ahrefs has more than fair topical coverage in terms of the keywords. All of the main topics are included, even more so than Semrush. Where I do see still a problem with Ahrefs is that they don't estimate the search volume as well in Australia as Semrush does from my perspective. I can't really talk about other countries. However, it could also be my own interpretation, because I, as an SEO, want to see higher search volumes, and I think Ahrefs is usually lower. So look, maybe that's my own bias, that I would like to ideally see higher search volumes, but Ahrefs is usually not the one that's estimating the higher search volume. So who knows? In either way, I thought that was really fun to actually do this experiment and to check out which is the better software to use for keyword gap analysis. And I would say definitely Ahrefs takes the cake there. I'm not sure. I might still use this format though, where I filter down to the keywords manually, because I really like this. I could just copy and paste it into this sheet here. I don't have to rewrite the filters. I just copy and paste it in. And I now have the option to quickly manipulate my own data and say, all right, give me the keywords in the top 15, or give me only the top 3 in this case. So yeah, I'll probably keep using the formula and filter way. But yeah, might add Ahrefs to my toolkit here. Cool. I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions.